Welcome to the channel, The Tech Piano Player Kid.
A black background with white text that reads The Tech Piano Player Kid displays on the screen with the same text written to the right in Braille. What is up, everyone? The Tech Piano Player Kid here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the very popular GMRS radio, or one of them, the KG935G from Wouxon. And you can only get this radio at buytwowayradios.com. Link down below in the description if you're interested more in this radio. Before I go on, this video is not sponsored by any way, so I'm just doing this review just so I can show people what this radio is and how it works, and if someone wants to buy one of these, they can do so. Let's cover some of the features I thought were interesting. Now, some of you may have different opinions on this, and that's perfectly fine. And some of you may like other features or have more features that you want to add on to. This radio is rated IP66, which means it's fully dust-proof and almost fully waterproof. I believe that's what that means. This radio has dual receive, which means you can listen to two channels at the same time. So you can listen to channel, let's say 25 and channel 21. This radio can transmit up to 5.5 watts. So if you're on a GMRS channel and you want to put it on high power, it should go up to 5.5 watts. Now you may go down to 5.4379 watts, but that's pretty close. This radio also supports NOAA weather alerts. So if you have a severe thunderstorm coming or severe weather coming, it will alert you on that. This radio also supports FM radio, so you can listen to your favorite stations if you wish. This radio also has 999 custom programmable channels with your standard and non-standard CT, CSS, and DCS tones. So you can program those tones in there on those channels. This radio also supports, and I'm not sure what it's called, but it allows you basically to program two frequencies but with different tones. So let's say on channel 30, which is 462.700 or 725, excuse me. Each radio may be different. But let's say channel 30 is 462.725 and you have a PO tone of 100, and let's say 100 miles away from you, you have that same frequency but a different PO tone of 210.7. You can customize one of your channels to put that in there using the Wouxon software. This radio is not chirp compatible, as far as I know from this video when it was recorded. But if it is, please let me know when that happens, or I will give you an update on that. This radio also has split tones for DCS and CTCSS, which means if you have a repeater that has different tones for transmit and receive, this radio can support that. This radio also has tone scanning. So if you don't know the tone for a certain channel on a repeater, that radio can scan for that tone. And even if you still do this, you still need to obtain permission from the owner of that repeater to make sure it is okay to transmit. This radio also has two programmable buttons on the side, so you can customize those two buttons for your heart's content. Both of the buttons have a long press and short press. This radio also has a 3200 milliamp hour rechargeable lithium-ion battery. So this radio should last you for days if you're not transmitting. But if you're transmitting, obviously it's going to use up the battery more quickly. So let's go ahead and see what's in the box, and we can assemble the radio, put it together, and see how it works. Oh, before I mention, this radio costs $149 on buytwowayradios.com. Again, the link is down below in the description if you want more information on this radio. Now, let's go ahead and see what's in the box. All right, everyone, so here is the box right here for the Wouxon KG935G. And I'm going to open the box here. And here we go. We have the instruction manual. We have our big battery, our 3200 milliamp battery. We have our charging dock that we will need to charge the radio. We have a wrist strap that just, looks like a normal wrist strap. We have some screws that you can use. We have the antenna. We have the charging cable that connects to the radio. And we have the belt clip. And finally, and we also have some screws. And finally, we have the radio itself. KG935G. Now, I'm going to go and cover the camera here because I don't really want to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the battery by just sliding it into the radio. And I think it's the other way around. And the knob is really tight, so it does not it doesn't get bumped on accident. Now I just have to figure out how to put this in here. There we go.
Channel mode 1.
She does sound nice, doesn't she?
Function select. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0.
So that's that. Let's go ahead and attach the antenna to the radio, because obviously I'll get people saying, do not transmit without the antenna. Guys, I know you think it's going to emit radiation, all that stuff. It's not going to do anything bad, but it's not recommended to transmit without an antenna, but So I'm going to put it on here. It's a much longer antenna than what you expect. So I'll go and take out the charger of the radio out of here. Again, guys, these radios are very, very popular and very, very hard to get because they run out of stock so quickly. I probably should also mention that this radio is, as I said, fully dustproof and almost waterproof, fully waterproof, almost IP66, which means lightly waterproof. There are some other things I probably didn't mention about this radio, but the stuff I mentioned, it's just the So some of the things I thought were interesting. So I'll go ahead and get this set up and play around with this, and then we can do a test transmit on this. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and do a check here and see if we can hit some repeaters. And also, you don't need to know my call sign just because YouTube is not required of you to say your call sign in the video like this. So you don't need to leave a comment saying
You forgot to say your call sign.
and all this stuff. That's all. It's good. All is good. Second of all, that this call sign, I don't need to say if it belongs to me or it belongs to my parents. As long as it's in the family, it's perfectly fine, because according to the FCC, if someone in your family purchases a call sign and gets a call sign, it does cover the whole family. So if someone in your family has a call sign for GMRS and that one of the family member uses it, you're fine. As long as it's in that family, if I said that correctly. So this repeater here is about 1 to 2 miles away from where I am right now, give or take. I'm pretty sure we can hit this repeater. But to check that out, let's try it. Repeater check. Okay, we got the kickback of the repeater, and that worked. Let's go a little bit further. This one is about 15 miles away from where I am right now. Again, I'll probably get some comments saying,
It's impossible to hit a repeater that far.
again, guys, height is might. If the repeater is up high, you're up high. And short term of saying, it's very possible. So let's go ahead and try it. We'll do the same thing again. And I'm sorry if you hear a rooster in the background. There is a rooster somewhere in the neighborhood. So if you hear that, I apologize on that. Repeater check. And that seemed to work too. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to show you how to set DCS and CTCSS codes and how to do this accessibly as a blind person, especially. At least this is the way it works for me. So I'm picking a repeater channel here, channel 23, which is repeater channel 1. And let's say you have a DCS receive code of 036I. So let's make sure we're at 23.
2, 2, 2, 3.
So we're there. And we'll hit menu.
Function select.
And we will hit option number 11,
1, 1.
which I believe is receive. We'll hit menu.
DCS.
It just says DCS. We'll hit 036.
0, 3, 6.
And for an I, you hit the lock button, which is to the right of the number 9. Hit that once. That changes from N to I. Then we'll hit menu to select it.
Enter.
We'll hit the down arrow button to go to the transmit DCS.
DCS.
And let's say we have here of a transmit DCS tone of 145N. We just enter 145.
1, 4, 5.
And by default, it just it puts an N automatically there because it assumes that you want an N. So we hit menu to select it.
Enter.
And it has been put in there. And I usually hit the exit button twice, which is the most right button on the top row. Okay, let's say you want to turn that off because you're no longer using that repeater. So we'll go back into the menu.
Function select.
I usually go to the option number 11 first.
1, 1.
You don't have to, but that's the way I do it.
DCS.
And as far as I know, there's no quicker way of doing this. So the way I do it is I hit 023,
0, 2, 3.
which is 023N. I hit the up arrow to go to off and hit menu.
Enter.
Then we hit down arrow. Then we hit menu
DCS.
for the transmit. Hit 023
0, 2, 3.
to go to 023N. Hit up arrow. And we'll hit menu,
Enter.
and that turns it off as well. And then CTCSS, the same thing. That's option 9 and 10. 9 is receive, I believe, and 10 is transmit, if I get that correct. I might have gotten them switched around, but it's the same concept. You hit menu, then hit 09. Hit menu to select it, enter your tone. Example, if it was 131.8, You hit 1318, and then you hit menu to select it, go to the CTCSS transmit or receive, which one do we do first, and then hit menu to select it, enter the tone for that. Usually it's the same. You may have a split tone, but regardless, whatever it is, you enter that through the keypad. 1318 in this case, for example, hit menu and then hit exit to get out of it. If you want to turn it off, go into CTCSS, enter 670 to go to the top one, hit up arrow to turn it off, hit menu to select it, and then do the same thing with the other CTCSS tone. So that's how you do that using the DCS and CTCSS tones. For Roger Beep, if you want to enable your Roger Beep, you have a couple of options. I'll show that to you real quick. Let's go to
2120.
Okay, let's go to 21 here.
Function select 2 4
It's option number 24. You hit menu. You have a couple of options. 0
0
is off completely. 1
1
is for beginning of transmission.
enter
That sounds like this. And then you let go of it and it doesn't make a noise.
function select
We'll go back into it. 2
2 enter
is just the end of transmission, which is the Roger beep that we're all familiar with. Sounds like this. And I know you hear some frequency stuff in the background. It's because it's very close to the microphone. But I want to do that so you can hear it.
function select
And 3
3 enter
sounds like this. You have beginning and end of transmission. I don't know why you want to have beginning and end of transmission, but regardless, whatever you want to do, you can pick whatever you want. Now, if you're using on a repeater, depending on what the repeater owner wants, you need to abide by their rules on that. So ask the repeater owner and say, hey, is it okay if I have the Roger beep turned on, or does that interfere with the repeater and stuff like that? There is one repeater owner that I found out that they want you to turn them off. And I'm getting some frequency stuff here, so let me try.
2 2 2 3 2 4
There we go. So that's how you do that. Squelch, from my understanding, I'll probably put that at 5. So if you go to menu option number 1, so you hit menu and 0 1, hit menu, and then just hit 5, and then hit menu to select it. You know, it's not too high, not too low. It's right in the middle. I'm not going to go through the other menu options, guys, because there's just so many. More than half of them I'm not even going to use anyway. But that's just some basics on how to use the Wouxon KG935G from buy2radios.com. The link, if you're interested to buying this radio, is in the description below. Again, this video is not sponsored by any way. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please comment down below or send an email to info@TheTechPianoPlayerKid.com. Please note when I respond, the email may go in the junk or spam folder. So to prevent from this happening, please save the contact information in your contacts. That would probably help. And you can also give me a call or text me at 913-312-1325. You can also follow me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. All the links are down below in the description. And with that in mind, I'll see you all later in the next video. God bless you all and peace. The Tech Piano Player Kid is out. Thank you for watching today's video. Please do not forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, please email info@thetechpianoplayerkid.com. Please also follow my Twitter at tech_piano. A black background with white text that reads "The Tech Piano Player Kid" displays on the screen with the same text written to the right in Braille, then fades to black.